In the early 21st century, in the quiet hum of a laboratory, scientists sought to revolutionize the production of medicine, manipulating the very building blocks of life itself. Genetic engineers deftly wielded the tools of CRISPR technology, delicately altering the genetic makeup of bacteria. Their aim? To coax these tiny organisms into becoming miniature pharmaceutical factories, secreting potent substances to be used for healing and the reduction of suffering. In this crucible of human ambition, a Pandora's box was opened, whose contents would soon spill forth into the unsuspecting world beyond. In the midst of the fervent drive for advancement, a critical misstep occurred. In an instant, the carefully maintained containment faltered, releasing a flurry of genetically modified bacteria into the air. Yet, rather than confront the severity of the situation head-on, there were attempts to downplay its significance. Little did they know the consequences of this mishap would soon spiral beyond their control, setting in motion a series of events with far-reaching consequences. As another day of scientific endeavour drew to a close, the workers of the laboratory emerged back into the macro world beyond, heading back into their homes and communities, unwitting carriers of a microscopic hitchhiker, a stowaway nestled in the folds of their clothes. In the intimate confines of cafes and bars, homes and halls, the bacteria found welcoming environments to take root and proliferate. With each casual encounter, each innocuous touch, the bacteria were passed from person to person, leaving a trail of invisible contamination in their wake. These bacteria, altered by human hands, secreted substances with profound effects on the human mind. Their effects were subtle at first, a flicker in the corner of one's eye. Few noticed the gradual shift in perception, the gradual erosion of the boundaries between reality and illusion. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, the effects of the bacteria became increasingly pronounced. What had begun as a whisper soon crescendoed into a cacophony, a collective delirium that gripped the populace in its fevered embrace. Reality became a fleeting mirage, and fantasy a tangible reality, as hallucinations and visions danced before their eyes in a mesmerizing kaleidoscope of color and sensation. Medical authorities, recognizing the growing threat posed by the outbreak, scrambled to contain the contagion, but found themselves confronted with an unexpected adversary, a populace unwilling to relinquish their newfound perceptions of transcendence. Far from shunning the effects of the bacteria, many embraced them wholeheartedly, viewing their hallucinations as revelations from a higher plane of existence. As awareness of the outbreak spread, so too did a strange and unsettling fanaticism surrounding the bacteria. Inspired by the otherworldly structures of the microbial world, architecture took on a surreal aesthetic, with buildings adorned with spiraling helices and intricate fractal patterns reminiscent of bacterial colonies. Fashion followed suit, with clothing designs incorporating motifs inspired by the microscopic world, patterns of branching dendrites and spiraling filaments adorning everything from dresses to suits. In this new world, the boundaries between science and mysticism blurred. Everyone began seeing entities from other realms, extra-dimensional beings of a higher intelligence with unexplainable bodies. And as the contagion continued its inexorable spread, the unseen forces of the microbial world showed humans that we are not alone in the universe. Gradually, the contagion extended its reach across the globe. Civilizations now drifted upon a tide of uncertainty and mysticism, and people stopped engaging with the work and interactions of daily life. The systems that kept supplies of food, medicine, human relationships fell apart as people spent all their time gazing at other worlds, hoping for communication with the other beings they had seen. And in the end, this communication did come, but not in the way they had hoped for. As humanity stood at the precipice of its own undoing, the voices from beyond spoke with chilling clarity, casting judgment upon a species consumed by its gazing right back at them. But how did they speak, and what did they say? During this passing of time, the scientists had been continuing their work with even greater excitement, venturing deeper into the labyrinths of the bacteria's genetic makeup and synthesized proteins. Within these chemical realms, they found intricate patterns that suggested the handiwork of a higher intelligence rather than the randomness of nature. Through ecstatic efforts of decryption, they unlocked the message coded within, a missive from extra-dimensional entities, perhaps the very ones from the visions then infesting the population's minds. The message was a stark admonition that told how the secretions of the bacteria caused societal decay. Throughout the cosmos, civilizations have succumbed to the seductive call of otherworldly realms, forsaking the advancements of their own societies in favor of introspection and repeating loops of wonder. The message was a cautionary tale echoed across the vast expanse of space, a dire warning of the dangers that lie ahead. There also was encoded a potential solution, a hidden set of instructions that describe how to introduce a mutation into the bacteria, one that would ultimately render them harmless, neutralized, disarmed, and bring an end to their reign over humanity. As the scientists grappled with the implications of the message and the decision they must make, a fissure emerged within their ranks, a division between those who advocate for heeding the warning and those who cling to the newfound euphoria induced by the bacteria's effects. The scientists must decide the fate of humanity. A lone voice among the scientists advocates to follow the help of the entities and confront the reality of our decadence. But she meets overwhelming opposition, outnumbered by the others who see the visions as a utopian escape from the mundane realities and feelings of meaninglessness they had before. The dissenting scientist was unable to convince the group and unable to enact the instructions with the tools and skills she had access to. Instead, secretly, in the dead of night, in the laboratory, in a final effort to save other civilizations, she crafts a message of images and sound with AI tools to send out into the far reaches of the cosmos. Not knowing who needs to hear it, she beams multiple signals out to different star systems unexplored, just in case they also need to be warned. So as we reach the end of this message, I say to you, receivers, take this warning I have crafted as a beacon of hope. There are many discoveries to be made in this reality, but not all of them will allow us, biological organisms suspended between matter and spirit, to thrive.